everybody. You know our senator, you know our governor. They're great, both of them, and they're doing a terrific job. We have a big 2 speeches today, and we have thousands and thousands of people waiting. There's never been anything like this, I will say that. With being very humble, I'll say that, Jeff. Is that okay? But there's never been anything like it. We have tremendous crowds. You saw the lines. They formed 2 days ago. So we're going to make 2 stops, and you're going to be with us a little bit, and I know you're going to be with us a little bit. And we have a very exciting election coming up. We're doing very well in North Carolina, very well in Florida, very well. Pretty much everywhere we're looking, we're doing very well. And when people find out really what we've done and how good the economy is and how it's coming back, the numbers are fantastic. So we seem to be in very good shape. Any questions?
Stimulus, can you give us the latest on stimulus talks? On stimulus talks?
Yeah, we're having talks today. We're discussing it today very solidly. We'll see what happens.
Have you talked with Leader McConnell?
Nancy Pelosi at this moment does not want to do anything that's going to affect the election, and I think it will affect the election negatively for her. So we'll see what happens, but there are talks going on as we speak.
Have you talked with Leader McConnell?
I don't want to comment on that. But the Republicans will come along.
Mr. President, why did you criticize Dr. Fauci? Does it have anything to do with his high standing in public sentiment?
No, I think really Dr. Fauci's a very nice man, but we let him do what he wants to do. He gets a lot of television. He loves being on television, and we let him do it. Sometimes he says things that are a little bit off, and they get built up, unfortunately, but he's a nice guy. I like him, but he's called a lot of bad calls. He said, don't wear a mask, and he said, don't ban China. They were bad calls. He admits that, and I don't hold that against him. If I did, I wouldn't have him. No, I think he's a nice guy. Huh?
Why not fire him?
I don't want to. I don't want to hurt him. He's been there for about 350 years. I don't want to hurt him.
Mr. President, sir, is this saying that Dr. Fauci says not to wear a mask, but he's been saying to wear a mask for months.
Well, they used to say don't wear a mask. So, you have people on both sides of it. But I'm okay, I'm okay with masks. I like it. I think it's good. A lot of people like it. This gentleman has done an incredible job in Arizona, and he's taken a very tough stand, but he's let his economy grow. And frankly, if they would have done that in Michigan and various other places where the governors just shut it down for everybody except for a husband, his attitude, they had a spike, and he let the spike play, and they were careful, and now your state is really in great shape.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. So proud of
Chief
you.
of Staff said today that there'll be a lawsuit filed on Section 230 on the tech companies.
Who said that? Who said that?
Mark Meadows said that as soon as today there could be a lawsuit filed. Is
Well,
that from the White House?
they've been given great protection, and when they take down people like Charlie Kirk, Charlie Kirk is a terrific person, and I just heard that he was taken down. And how can you take down Charlie Kirk? He's mainstream, conservative, but solid as a rock. He represents a point of view, and he's putting up something from the New York Post, which is a respected newspaper. I'll tell you what, the biggest winner in this whole thing is a newspaper called the New York Post, the oldest paper in our country. So what they have done is I'm very proud of them.
Are you filing a lawsuit or is the campaign filing
You'll be
a lawsuit?
seeing very soon.
Sir, you understand that when it comes to science and a new virus, things change. Scientists learn new things, and that's why Fauci and some scientists changed their recommendation.
You don't understand. I understand well. You don't understand, and you never have understood.
Sir, is this election going to be a repeat of 2016?
I think so. I think we'll do better than 2016. We're way ahead of where we were in 2016, and I've done things that nobody's ever done. We built the greatest economy in the world, and we're building it rapidly again. If you look at Arizona, you look at the job they've done, and I'm just leaving other states. Every one of these Republican-run states are doing phenomenally. The Democrat-run states are not, but they're not going to affect our numbers very much. I think they're going to open up on November 4th. They'll be opening up on November 4th. And by the way, the fact that Kristen Welker is, a dyed-in-the-wool, radical left Democrat or whatever she is, okay, then ask, why are you defending her? Then ask her, why did she delete her account? Would you please have her put her account back? And you know what? It's not going to affect, I know you want to stick up. It's not going to affect me. I'm going to be there. But you know, I told you about the last one and I was right. And I told you about Savannah Guthrie and I was right. And I'm telling you about Kristen Welker. Kristen Welker should put all of her statements back on. She deleted her entire account. She shouldn't do
What
that.
do they want with the mics? Are they trying to have?
what?
Are they trying to have the moderator be able to turn off the mics? Is that what
I
they?
have no idea.
Well, Mr. President, were you testing before the?
I'm doing this. What am I doing to prepare? I'm doing this. I've done very well in debates, and you know, you do what you do. You just do what you do. The last debate I had 2-on-1. I usually have 2-on-1 at least, and I did well on the last debate, and we did well with Savannah Guthrie based on reports. But all you can do is look. You know, you go around. We do interviews with you. This is like I call this debate prep. This is actually tougher than a debate. If you want to know the truth.
Will you do the testing before the debate, and will you authorize?
Say it.
Will you do the testing before the debate? And will you
testing?
Yes, the COVID testing. And will you authorize your doctors to tell us when?
Sure, I would have no problem with it.
Negative.
I'm not only am I free, positive or whatever, what would you call it? I'm totally free, right? Not only am I free, I'm immune, they say. They say if you've had it, you're immune. Now the question is, are you immune for 4 months or for the rest of your life? That's the only thing we don't know.
Will you authorize your doctors to tell you when you tested negative last before the
Sure,
last
is that
debate?
very important to you?
Yes,
You seem
sir,
to
it
be
is.
so intent. But if it's so important to you, why is it so important to you?
Because we want to know how long.
I know,
the
but
debate
why?
has been.
Why?
We want to know if you followed the rules.
I know, but
before
why
the
is it
debate
so
finishes.
important to
Will
you?
you authorize your
Look at the
doctors to release
dedication.
that
Yeah,
information?
my doctors have already given it. You know, my doctors have given more information than has been given on any human being in the history of the world.
Would you authorize that, Mr. President?
What your campaign strategy seems to be to call Biden a criminal. Why is that?
He is a criminal. He's a criminal. He got caught, read his laptop, and you know who's a criminal? You're a criminal for not reporting it. You are a criminal for not reporting it. Let me tell you something. Joe Biden is a criminal, and he's been a criminal for a long time, and you're a criminal in the media for not reporting it. Good luck, everybody. Have a good time. Have a good time.